I started volunteering at Shea Center 21 years ago, and I just fell in love with the culture here. The staff, every other volunteer, there was such a passion for treating individuals with disabilities with dignity, meeting their needs, meeting them where they're at, celebrating every little achievement with them, and that culture is contagious, and I caught the bug. However many years later in San Diego, found out I was gonna have a child with Down syndrome, and I truly believe what made processing that information so easy was my experience at Shea Center and seeing this is not something I need to fear. This is something I can celebrate and enjoy.
My experience was a little different than Lauren's. To be honest, I was probably disappointed when I found out. And I remember where we were standing in our house, and I'm ashamed of that, and because of what I know now. And yeah, that was my initial reaction, was disappointment, kind of fear, worry. I didn't really know. A lot of anxiety probably, just about the unknown. Now, knowing what I know, I maybe would have slapped my younger self around a little bit and been like, snap out of it.
I think a lot of people don't understand how hard individuals with Down syndrome have to work for everything that they do. So every time we see Sloane doing anything, she's working so hard, and she does it with such joy.
So Down syndrome is a genetic disorder in which children are born with an extra chromosome on their 21st chromosome. It's marked by a low muscle tone, hypermobility in their joints with ligamentous laxity. And it's really important that these kids get early intervention because there's so much development happening in their muscles during that time. Sloane's biggest gains that she's made since being at the Shea Center are really her core strength. That is where everything comes from. Her core has helped her to sit upright, which translated into her crawling more, which then has made her able to walk completely independently. These successes are just such huge moments for everyone on our team. We're all cheering along with the parents, with Sloane, with the brothers. We're all very, very excited to see her running now.
Here at the Shea Center, we have a continuum of services. We have a medical team, which is made up of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech-language pathology, and now we actually have a medical mental health professional. We also have a non-medical team, which is made up of adaptive riding and equine-assisted learning. Our clients have a variety of diagnoses, and over the last year, we saw about 75 different diagnoses. The horse is really this amazing piece of equipment that is transmissive in moving the body through space. When somebody sits astride the horse, their pelvis goes in the same 3 dimensions that you do when you're walking. And it's been actually measured to be 2 to 3 degrees difference from being on the ground to being on the horse. It's a very powerful tool. And we've measured up to 3,000 repetitions in a 30-minute session.
When Sloane first started with me, she wanted to be mobile. She was of age to be walking, but her muscles weren't there yet. So she, in her own Sloane way, would scoot around with both her legs, scooting her forward so she could reach and get things in her environment. She wanted to explore, and she found a way because people with Down syndrome do that. So then I came in to help her be more efficient, because the way she was doing was using a lot of energy, so we were motivated and determined to get her walking.
Since Sloane started at the Shea Center, I think a big change is she's walking now. I think being on the horse and that mimicking her walking I think that's made a big difference versus if she was just doing PT in home.
I wish that people understood that people with Down syndrome are worthy of dignity and respect, regardless of their abilities. Often we talk about people with Down syndrome and what they've achieved and what they've accomplished, and I'm so proud of them, and this gives them worth, and that is true. We should be singing the praises of what people with Down syndrome accomplish, recognizing the struggles they've overcome. But I also want people to know that they are worthy of that, even if they don't achieve those things, even if they aren't reading books when they're older and holding a job and living independently, are still worthy of our respect and our care and our attention, and they are worth being celebrated.